Hello from the Youth Services Department of the West Baton Rouge Parish Library. My name is Judy Boyce. I'm a Youth Services Librarian here.
I'm Kimberly Manser, and I'm also a Youth Services Librarian.
We're here to show you how to weave paper hearts for Valentine's Day. Making paper hearts is a Christmas tradition in the Scandinavian countries of Sweden, Norway, and Denmark. The hearts are filled with candies and hung on the Christmas trees. The origin of the hearts is with the Danish author Hans Christian Andersen. He made the first one in 1860. That heart is displayed in the Hans Christian Andersen Center at the University of Southern Denmark. In fact, making hearts has been a part of the Danish kindergarten curriculum in Denmark since 1910. Paper weaving helps children develop manual dexterity and manipulative skills. So, Kimberly, what do we need to do?
Alright, first you're going to need 2 sheets of paper in contrasting colors. The traditional colors are red and white. You're also going to need a pair of scissors, some tape, and a template for cutting the hearts out. We found ours online on Pinterest. This is the simplest template, but there are a lot of other crazy ones out there that we're not going to teach you how to make today because we don't have the time to do that. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your 2 papers and stack them on top of each other and fold them like this to where they're still connected. Then you would take your template and put it on the sheets of paper. Make sure the flat side of the template is on the folded side of the paper. Then you would cut around it, making sure you get both the red and the white sheets. And then there's 3 strips that you would need to cut to make sure that your heart would be able to be folded. When it's done, it should look something like this. And they're going to be the strips. You're going to want to kind of flex them out a little bit so they'll be easier to weave. So do that for both of the colors. And then when you're done, fold them back together. Now this is the part where it's gonna look kind of tricky, but it's really not once you get the hang of it. You're gonna take your 2 hearts and hold them at an angle like this. Take the first strip, let's start with the white. We'll take the first strip and stick it through the folded part of the red paper, like this. See, it can't come out because it's through the folded part. Then you're going to take the second red strip and stick it through the first white strip that you just did. So that's going to look something like this. And then you take the third red strip and you're going to put the white strip through it again. That's your first layer of the heart. For the second one, since we started off going through the red, this time we're going to put the red through the white. And then the white through the middle red. And then the last red through the white.
Sometimes it gets kind of hard and you have to move things around.
Yeah, it gets stuck, and you're going to want to push everything as far up to the heart as you can because it'll be easier to weave. So now we have the top 2 layers of the heart. Now it's time to do the very last one. We're going to stick the white through this first red. You're basically just alternating, so. And then the second red through the white. And then the white through the last red. And this part can get kind of tricky if you need to get maybe some tweezers to help you. That's perfectly fine because sometimes they get stuck, especially when they're tightly woven.
And don't get too upset with yourself the very first time. It takes a while to get the hang of this, but with persistence, you'll become proficient. I'm saying that and not showing my proficiency. My paper does not seem to want to cooperate today. But it's easy to fix up.
And really, don't feel bad if you don't get it right away, because she's
No.
made a million of
Million of 'em.
these things and is still having trouble. But
Yeah, exactly. So,
when it's done, it's going to look something like this. And there's a hole in the top, which is where you would put the candy. And now I know I told you that we said earlier that this is traditionally a Christmas thing, but we think this is good for handing out Valentine's too. To make the basket, you're going to want to cut a strip. We like the red paper, but you can use the white paper too. You're going to take 2 pieces of tape and tape them to where the sticky side is facing the same way on both of them. You're going to want to make it to this so the sticky side is on the outside, because what you're going to do is you're going to stick them inside the heart and press the sticky part up against the inside of the heart, and then you have your little basket.
really neat for Valentine's Day. And when you get proficient at this, you can go on, and there is a Pinterest site where you can get the patterns for many more complicated designs. The website addresses will appear at the bottom of this video so that you can go for the simple pattern or for some of the more complex. Some of them take 5 minutes, and some of them, well, some of them take maybe quite a bit longer. The longest I've spent on one, I think, has been about 90 minutes. But they're lots of fun, and they're certainly different. And when you give these to your friends and relatives for Valentine's Day, I'm sure they're going to enjoy them. So thank you again for tuning in to the West Baton Rouge Parish Library, and be watching us on Facebook next month for another craft.